Right, shalom, shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Waharakah Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And what I'm going to show is this devil has been setting up, manipulating events, changing laws, bringing in laws that eventually are going to lead to basically mass killings of citizens, man, citizens who they deem to be surplus to requirements. All right, and that's what's coming down the pipeline, and that's going to be a part of Jacob's trouble, right? They're going to deem people that they, from their say so, as basically being worthy of destruction or death because they're enemies to the civilization or enemies of the planet or whatever the bullshit they're going to put on it. And, Revelations 12 and 12 backs that up. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Now, these draconian measures, one of the number one storylines they used to bring these measures in was the war on terror. All right, the war on terror was a complete farce. Esau controlled both sides. Okay, ISIS and before that, the Taliban and all that bullshit. These were all filled with agents of the West, and it was set up to play the Hegelian dialectic to create a crisis where the solution would be to take away more and more of the so-called rights and freedoms of the people, and also set up legislations which allow them to do that, which justify them doing that. And the people would agree to it because they would think, oh, this is for the scary terrorists, not knowing that these laws can apply to anyone they want them to apply to. All right? It's just... And so when you see them execute Anwar al-Awlaki over there in the Middle East, and he's an American citizen, what they're telling you is that an American citizen can be deemed to be an enemy combatant and can be summary executed with no trial or no jury. And that happened, and people went along with it because why? He was an Islamist. But he was an American citizen. So he should have been afforded the full rights of an American citizen to what they call it, due process. They should have tried to apprehend him, but instead they planned to execute him, assassinate him. You're not supposed to assassinate American citizens. Doesn't matter what they do, but they did it. And so they set a precedent, and people didn't realize it. All right, let's get another scripture here, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we know that the war on terror was set up, just like a lot of these other things, to basically get to the point where when they're ready, they can just start executing people. This person, that person, this, execute them. All right? And that day is going to come. Yeah, you can forget about human rights and civil rights. Yeah, that don't mean nothing. Now, this whole ordeal of Shamima Begum over here in the UK is an example. This whole situation, I believe, is set up. She is either a willing or unwilling pawn, right, in this whole theater. Because what they want you to believe is that, and this girl, she's from East Ham. I come from the next borough over. So 20 minutes, 25 minutes away, right? They want me to believe that two 14 or whatever year old schoolgirls, 4'2" little Bangladeshi girls from East Ham, saw a bunch of madness going on over there in Syria, ISIS and all them thing there, and they decided they were going to join the war effort and go on a perilous journey all the way through Europe to become ISIS wives. Yeah. And then all of that now has led to this. Now, a lot of them, the Jihadi John and all that, a lot of these dudes were agents, man. And it's plausible deniability as well, because when these people get caught, you could just say, oh yeah, why? Hold on, there's a British guy here. Oh well, he went there. He got radicalized. When really he's working for MI6. But it says Shamima Begum ruling shows UK wants to wash its hands of such prisoners. Begum and others remain in limbo, held without charge or trial in detention camps under armed guard. And if you don't receive that MOTB, that's exactly where you're gonna be, in limbo. 5 years after Shamima Begum expressed the hope of returning to the UK, having been found by a Times journalist in a detention camp in northeast Syria, she is no closer to her wish being fulfilled. Now, this woman now, she went over there as a child, as a minor, and she's a woman now. Now, if she has committed a crime as a British citizen, she should have just been brought back to Britain to face the court system, and then to be tried by a jury of her peers or whatever the hell they want to do. And then that's how it should go down. Instead, they stripped this girl of her citizenship and left her in limbo. And that's very telling, isn't it? Right? You can almost draw well, what if you need the MOTB to be a citizen and they just strip you of that? They turn it off. Or what they're showing you is that they're setting up a system where they can excommunicate you from life. Right? Friday's ruling by the Court of Appeal that then Home Secretary Sajid Javid or whatever decision to strip her of her citizenship. So they stripped this girl of her citizenship because she apparently went to lay on her back for some ISIS man to go balls deep, yeah, and they stripped her of her. That was the crime she committed. So they stripped her of her citizenship. That's crazy, right? All right, was lawful is the latest in a string of legal decisions that have gone against Begum, which they're never gonna. The whole point is to make an example out of her. And like I said, the majority of the British public are gonna agree with it. Why? Because she looks like this. Because she looks like this, and she's a Muslim. So it's like, yeah, fuck her. But what they don't understand is the precedent they're setting here can apply to anyone then. So they can just pick and choose who they want, they can strip citizenship from. Because what did she specifically do? What law did she specifically break that allows them to do this? Think about it. So if you're a gang member, can they just do that for you too? You know? If you shoot at the police, can they just strip you of your citizenship? Said who was 15 when she left her East, she was 15, left her East London home with 2 friends to travel to Islamic State territories. These girls, they want us to believe a bunch of 15-year-old girls, Bangladeshi girls from fucking East Ham traveled and did all that, right? As with the earlier decision by the Special Immigrations Appeals Commission, the Court of Appeal acknowledged that Begum, now 24, may have been influenced and manipulated, and the likelihood that she was a child victim of others who wished to exploit her for sexual or extremist reasons. But it said it was sufficient that Javid had considered such factors, even if he ultimately rejected them. So man just said, nah, Rasta, strip her, and now she's in limbo, right? But it's not about her. What do we find out? Shamima Begum, spy for Canada, smuggled schoolgirl to Syria. So it came out that it was a Canadian operative that helped Shamima Begum and these girls go to Syria. You see, when I tell you this whole thing is set up, it says Shamima Begum, who fled the UK and joined the Islamic State group, was smuggled into Syria by an intelligence agent for Canada. So this whole thing is a setup, man. This whole thing is a setup. It's a psychological operation to break down the minds of the people, to get them to accept draconian measures. And then once you accept draconian measures against one group of people, then you can easily apply it to all groups of people. And these men don't get it. They, oh yeah, mate, get her, yeah, she's a what. Yeah, but it's gonna apply to you too. The minute you buck up against the system, all these things that they're setting a precedent now, it's gonna come back on you. Definitely on us, the Hebrew Israelites. All right. It says Shemaima, that doesn't even look like the same girl in the picture, it's crazy. The Shemaima Begum ruling proves it. Some UK citizens are less equal than others. Any British person who has a foreign born parent will feel their status is more precarious after the Court of Appeal decision, right? So they're trying to say, oh, well, because their parents were foreign, they could do this. No, they're simply setting a precedent, right? The Court of Appeal ruled this morning that Shamama Begum had been lawfully deprived of her British citizenship. The 24-year-old citizenship was first revoked in 2019. She challenged that decision at a special Immigrations Appeal Commission last year and lost. Blah, 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 blah. Right? But the point is that this thing is all set up. Right? This thing is all set up. And when it's all said and done, this devil gonna show you what he really mean, that execution level is gonna get to. And you, Jake, are gonna find out, oh shit, like this man really is a devil. Because if you don't do exactly what he says, and even if you do what he says, he could just do what he wanna do. That's what they're building this thing up to. And you're gonna see this devil really show you that he ain't got no principles. he ain't got no principles whatsoever. All right, Jeremiah 30 and 7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. See, there's gonna come a time where, like, you Jakes, man, like, running around here thinking that you got everything sweet. Esau's gonna, like Chicago, places like that, Esau's gonna say, you know what, man, fuck all these people, man. They're all gang members. They're, fuck them, just kill them. And everyone's gonna agree with it, like, fuck them. They ain't American citizens, just destroy them. They're gonna treat you like terrorists. You see, this is where all this is heading. That's that wrath that the scripture speaks of, that they're gonna come down on. They're gonna strip you of your citizenship, strip you of your humanity, execute you like dogs. Because that's where it's going to get to, the sword. All right? They're going to be able to execute at will who they feel like, and they're going to justify, oh, well, this person was this, that, and the other. And because there's going to be a major crisis, it's going to be justified. Oh, well, this hard times, we need to restore order. We're telling you this is what's going to happen, man. You go in there, just execute a whole neighborhood, man, woman, and child. Collateral damage. They're showing you it. Like, you see what's happening in Gaza? They're not justifying it to the world. Hey, man, it's gonna get serious. Don't let me get serious. Esau's gonna get serious, man. This is Ezekiel 21 and 9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and ye have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. And that's going to be Esau. See, you think Esau has rules and regulations. Them same rules and regulations you see he has. When the crisis comes, you're going to find out he got another set of rules and regulations that he's going to use against you. And he's going to give the police and the military the power to commit summary executions of undesirable peoples. All right? So that time's coming. You could not believe it or whatever. It's up to you. But if the Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with you, if you're not covered in the blood of Yahweh Shai, man, these things are going to come upon you in a serious level, man. And you're going to find out, like, Esau are going to have no mercy. You're going to find out he's the same devil that has always been slaughtering man, woman, and child without mercy. Is the same devil today. And they're going to do it. Not only that, they got drones. They got the AIs that can administer death now, cold-heartedly. and they're gonna treat you, man. They're under the NDAA, the Patriot Act. They can arrest you and not provide no evidence as to why they've arrested you. They can arrest you indefinitely. They could execute. They could assassinate you, man. This devil's gonna really switch it up, man. So yeah, when I saw this continuing on in the news, I was like, yo, damn, they really making an example out of this girl, and it's for a reason. You know, they're making an example out of her, and it's for a reason. This is a precedent being set that yeah, they can strip you of your citizenship. Your so-called rights as a citizen can be stripped from you. You could do something, or they could say you did something, and they could just strip it from you. Gone. You're in limbo now. All right. So if that, I'm gonna say shalom.